Hello, welcome to JavaScript tutorial, chapter 12, part 1, JavaScript conditional statements, brought to you by Ankpro Technologies. My name is Arish. In this session, we are going to learn about the conditional statements in JavaScript. Keep in mind, JavaScript is executed from first line to last line. So, if you need to stop the execution of JavaScript, and if you wish to execute certain statements only when certain conditions are met, then to do that work we will make use of conditional statements. So in JavaScript we have the following conditional statements. They are if else, if else and switch statements. Right now we are going to learn about the if else, if and else statements, and the switch statement we are going to learn in the next session. So without wasting much time, let me jump into Visual Studio Code and I'll click on the file menu. I'm going to open the folder right now where I'm going to create my HTML page. This is the folder. Once I do that, Visual Studio it's going to give me that folder right now here, and within that folder I'm going to create my HTML page. So I'll name the HTML page as demo.html, and I'll get that page right now here. You can observe here demo.html, and here I'll write a bit of HTML as well as JavaScript, okay, HTML, and let me add ed, and within that let me add a title telling like demo of JavaScript. Now let me add a body tag. Within that body tag let me call the script tag. Okay, the starting tag of the script should contain the type attribute, and the value is text slash JavaScript. In the sense, within the script tag we are going to write the JavaScript. That's what it's going to specify. So what I'll do is, in this session we are going to understand the conditional statements. They are if else, if else statements. So right now let me make you understand what is if conditional statement. So what I'll do here is, in my Visual Studio Code in the HTML page, I'll take an input from the user. So first I need to create, so if I wish to take the input from the user, okay, I need to make use of the prompt function. Okay, what is this prompt function going to do? This prompt function is going to display a pop-up pop-up box. Within that pop-up box user can enter the input. So let me show you how it looks like. Enter the number. Okay, and once user enters the number, this should be assigned, the value should be assigned to some variable. So let me take a variable where user number. Okay, now what happens right now is, user, when I run this page, will get a pop-up box, display pop-up box, which asks the user to enter the number. Once user enters the number, that number will be stored in the variable user number. But keep in mind, this prompt, whatever it takes as an input, it will keep it in string format. Now I want to convert it into a number. How do I do that? It's very simple. I have to make use of the number function. Okay, to the number function I have to pass this prompt function. Okay, now what happens is, prompt, it displays a pop-up box. Then the user enters the number, that number will be in the string format, and it will be converted into number format with the help of this number function, and finally it will be stored in this variable. So let me run this page and let me show you the output. So right now I'm navigating to the folder where I've created this HTML page. This is the place and this is the folder. When I double click on that, you can observe we'll get a page opened in the browser, and it's asking us to enter the number. So I'll enter the number. The value is 10. I'll press OK, and now once I do that, that value will be stored, the number 10 will be stored in this number user number variable. So after that, what I need to do is, I need to make use of if conditional statement. So what I'll do is, user number is equal to 100. Okay, what I need to do is, I need to bring a alert message telling like your entered number is 100, and I'll end up with a semicolon. So if user enters other than 100, or if he enters 200, let me copy and paste this. So let me align it properly. such that it looks good. So if user enters 200, and the value will be 200, and if it is 300, fine, it's 300, the value is 300. So if user did not enter any of these numbers 100, 200 and 300, we have to write another if condition statement, that is, okay, if user enter number not equal to 100 and ampersand, let me copy and paste just to see the time, Control V, it's not equal to 200. Okay, here I have to change the message telling like entered number is not present between 100 and 300. Control S. Now what I'll do is, I've done this, I'm having multiple if conditions you can observe here. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll go back and I'll refresh the page. Okay, we'll get a message telling like enter the number, display box. Sorry, when I enter 100, we'll get a message telling like user entered number is 200. Suppose if I enter 200, I'll get a message telling like user entered number is 200, and again I'll refresh. Suppose if I entered number other than 100, 200 and 300, suppose if I entered 700, I'll get a message telling like entered number is not present between 100 and 300. So this is how the if condition statement works. If this condition is going to match, then this alert message is going to print or display. Similarly, it looks for the conditions present here, and when the condition matches, it executes the particular thing present in it. Okay, and this is what the usage of if condition. Suppose now let me minimize this code, or let me remove this code. Okay, let it be like this. Now if you want to check, here we are checking the multiple conditions. You can observe here very clearly, like user number is equal to 100, user number is equal to 200 or 300. So instead of doing like this, we can make use of if else if and else statements. So what I do is, keep in mind, if you're checking the multiple conditions, then instead of doing like this, we can make it much more simpler with the help of if and else statements. So else, you can observe here very clearly, this is how you have to do it. Else, so, and here you have to specify instead of if, okay, to specify else. Okay, now I hope this is also not necessary right now. Let me remove this, Control S. Now let me go back and let me refresh. I'll enter 100. We'll get a message like your entered number is 100. Similarly, if I enter something other than 100, 200 and 300, I'm entering 700 here, we'll get a message telling like your entered number is not present between 100 and 300. So what did I show right now here is, I showed you like how to make use of if and else statements. Okay, if you're going with multiple conditions checking, then you have to make use of this statement, that is if else if and else statements. This is what we learned in this session, like how to code for if and else statements. Okay, and right now let me jump back to presentation, and finally, thank you for listening. Have a great day. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel Ankpro Training. You can also like our Facebook page visiting these URLs. You can also follow us on Twitter. For further reference, refer websites. We are on LinkedIn too. Last but not the least, please don't forget to give the feedback. Thank you. Have a great day.